critical alert, stroke, ICU, room 2014.
Uh-oh. Hey YouTube family, welcome to my channel. I am Marie, and some of you may know me by Kim. Welcome to my channel, and if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe or like. For those of you who've already subscribed, welcome. Thank you for coming back to watch some more of my videos. Today, I'm wanting to share a topic that everyone has been asking me about, and I just chose to make a video of it. So, it is, how much does a travel nurse make? Now, just for you guys to know, this may not be like typical for like a regular travel nurse contract. The contract I am going to share is a real contract, but it is a COVID-19 travel nurse contract. So you're working with COVID patients and so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you one of my contracts, and please don't be all in my bank account. Don't start asking me personal banking questions. And if you do see me in public, don't ask me, oh, I heard you're banking from YouTube. Oh, hi, blah. None of that. In order for me to keep continuing to make those videos, I'm trying to be transparent to other nurses who want to do travel nursing so they could see the typical pay, if it's worth leaving their house, if it's worth traveling, if it's worth the hassle of leaving your family, leaving your comfort zone, leaving your full-time job. So that's the purpose of the video, not for you to be all up in my business. But yeah, I do have a real contract, and I do blank out the name of the recruiter, the name of the agency, the name of the hospital, just for privacy purposes, because as travel nurses, we're not supposed to discuss pay. It's supposed to stay private, anonymous, or whatnot. So yeah, but I just want everyone to know or get some type of information regarding how much travel nurses make. So stay tuned. So this is one of the contracts that I was offered. I did blank out the name of the hospital. I blanked out the company. I blanked out a recruiter because this is not a commercial for them. And I'm not sponsored by any of these agencies. But I did want you to see like a typical travel nursing pay. So this pay is based on you working 60 hours a week, which as a typical nurse, that's 512. So you work 5 out of your 7 days a week. So basically the base pay is 62 hours, $62 per hour. So you would do 62 by 40, which is 40 hours. And then once you get after 40 hours, anything from 40 to 60 is considered overtime. And you will be paid at time and a half, which time and a half of 62 is 93. And correct me if I'm wrong because I'm doing this math in my head. So basically from hours of 40 to 60, you'll be getting paid $93 an hour. And I'm doing the math here for you. So it'll be 62 times 40. And I am free handing the math as we speak. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. So for your first 40 hours, you will be making 2,480. And then your 20 hours of overtime multiplied by 93. Y'all, I'm pretty good at math if I do say so myself. So this would be your overtime pay. So you would take the 2480 plus the 1860. So basically I added the 2480 and the 1860, and that would be 4340. And for this contract, you get 462 as your meal stipend, which is how much money you get weekly to go towards your meal. And I don't spend $462 a week on food, so I usually pocket the rest. And they give you 833. That's your housing stipend. So that's also for you to find housing. So that means with this contract, housing is not provided. Some people do Airbnb. Some people do an apartment. Some people get lucky enough to stay with friends and family. So that $12.95, they'll just pocket it. So that's how much you get weekly as a stipend. So you add that here. 536.5, and you get 5635, and that's where this number right here, that's where it comes from. Now, disclaimer, 60 hours a week is a lot to work, but if you work your whole 5 shifts, you get your whole stipend. Now, if you don't work your whole shift, your stipends are prorated. For example, 462, if you divide that by 60, how much do you get? I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator. Alrighty. So the 833 for your housing, if you divide it by your 60, you get 13 hours and 88 cents per hour worked. That'll be your stipend. So let's say you called off a day. So you would take 1388 minus multiply by 12, so it'll be $13.88 multiplied by 12 is how much you would not get paid for your stipend. So basically, you get your stipend for working your full shift. So $5,635. If you come to work, you work your full shift, you work your 5 days a week. That's how much you'll be bringing home. That looks like a lot, but factor in also $5,635 if you have to pay for a hotel for the week, if you have to pay Uber, because as I mentioned earlier, I do Uber to and from work because I'm not renting a car out here. And also you have to eat. So either you Uber Eat, you do Grubhub, DoorDash, you have to eat while you're here. So this, you're also paying it. Now this contract, since it doesn't state on there, was a 4-week contract. So if you multiply it by 4, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if my math is incorrect. I'm going to use my calculator just to make sure I'm not giving you false information. My math skills have not gone bad, so I was correct. So in a month, you will be making $22,540. Now that is awesome. Awesome pay. So this is a typical crisis contract. So now this is not what a typical travel nurse will make, but this was a COVID response contract. So you are exposed to COVID. So you have to be comfortable with working with COVID. Granted, you are provided the proper protective equipment. You are basically minimize exposure, but you have to understand that you are working with an infectious disease. So if you're willing to take that risk, this is how much money you would be making for the month. Now, I don't know about you, but making $22,000 a month sounds good. Give me a little bit of COVID. I'll take my vitamin C's, I'll wash my hands, I'll wear my mask, put on my gown, and we go to work and take care of our patients because that's what we're paid to do. So if you want to see another contract, because I have some contracts that pays a little bit more, I have some that pays a little bit less, let me know what you think. And I could also show you how much I spend a week on hotel, how much I spend a week on food, just so you can get an average of your take home. And just keep in mind, this is pre-tax.